Just wanted to let you know that things might seem a little strange on my YouTube channel for the next few weeks, and that's because of all of the planning I did because of my surgery and then having that postponed for a week. Hi everybody, today I'm going to be planning out the week of Monday, July 15th through Sunday, July 21st, 2019 in my Erin Condren Horizontal planner. Now, originally I wasn't even going to touch my planner this week because my surgery was scheduled for Tuesday the 16th. But as you may have heard, if you follow any of my other stuff, my surgery got rescheduled for the following week to Tuesday, July 23rd, and now suddenly I have this week. I'm actually filming this on this day, Friday the 12th, because that's when I usually do plan with me's. If I film them on Fridays, and if I don't film, I do them on Sundays. I just do it that way because it's easier this way in terms of my life, full disclosure, everything else. The point being is that when I'm filming this, I still have the last bits of my book to finish up, and I still have a sermon to write, but by the time this airs, both of those things should be done. The sermon has to be done because I'm giving it on the 14th, so technically this day, as you can see. But the book, the deadline that I set for myself was the 15th. And so I am going to make the assumption that after I'm done filming this, that I will get the rest of this shit done. And I'm going to put potentially a little bit of book on Monday in terms of just going over everything and sending it off if I haven't done it already. But normally my list is my pre-planning list is like super chock full. And if you can't tell, this one really isn't because I hadn't planned anything for this week because I expected to be recovering. So rather than pack it full with a bunch of shit, what I want to do is I'll have to use some time for some more filming, getting ahead. I have to move some patron things around. But I'd like to use some of that time to think about and start maybe doing some groundwork on the next big things that I have coming up. Whether that is opening a print Etsy shop or doing some maintenance and revamping to my Patreon, both things I'd like to do in the next few months, and thinking about plan as you go and whether or not I'm going to start that a little bit later. I'd still like to do it, but I don't know if I'm going to start it at the beginning of August or give myself a few days because of the recovery period. And I don't remember if I talked about that in a video you've seen yet. I've filmed so many videos to have during my recovery time that there may be videos that come out after this one where I talk like this one wasn't filmed because that was the case. Anyway, let's move forward. I just wanted to let you know that things might seem a little strange on my YouTube channel for the next few weeks, and that's because of all of the planning I did because of my surgery and then having that postponed for a week. I decided I wanted to go with something a little bit different for my color scheme. Colors I don't always use. I do often use purple, but I very rarely use yellow. I have this Erin Condren washi tape. I think it's one of the Oh Joy washi tapes, and it has the yellow and purple and other colors on it. So I grabbed a couple of just skinny washies and then another gray one, and those are what I'm going to use this week. Now, one other thing I'm going to mention is that yesterday when I found out that I wasn't going to be having my surgery the day I expected to, I was really discombobulated. I was really stressed out. I was really feeling very out of control because I had spent so much time thinking and planning around my surgery being on a particular day. Now, the reason it got rescheduled is because my surgeon hurt her hand. So it's I don't want to get operated on by a surgeon whose hand is janked up. So, I'm gonna just go with it and just be okay with it, and I am. However, when I originally found out, it really threw me off, and it occurred to me that I'm not very good when shit doesn't go according to plan. I'm not excited about this surgery. It's not like I found out that my trip to Disneyland is getting delayed or something. This isn't something I'm excited about, but I know I have to do it. So I'm interested in doing videos or podcasts talking about this idea of how to manage when you are stressed out because plans didn't go the way you expected them to. I just don't know exactly how that's going to look yet. If that's a topic you're interested in, whether here on the videos or on the podcast, I would love to hear about it in the comments below. If you have any thoughts on the subject or any advice for people who stress out because shit isn't going the way it was supposed to go, I'd love to hear that as well. So I'm going to put the weather here again. I think I liked that. I'm not putting any date covers down or anything. And then just doing this box for meal planning and for blood pressure. I will say one of the things I'm going to have to do as soon as I'm done dividing all this up is to go to my meal plan for the month and make some adjustments to it. Because again, my meal plan was set up thinking I was having surgery this next week. And now that I'm not, I need to swap some things around. The other thing that's happening because of surgery being the following week is that now the surgery is happening when we have the kids, which was the way the first surgery went. The first surgery went when we had the kids. And the way it worked out was that Katie went to a friend's house because Katie needed something to take their mind off of mom being in surgery. Katie, much like mom, is a bit of a stress case. RJ went with Jess to the hospital and was excellent at the hospital. Whether we want to roll the dice with RJ being excellent again at the hospital or not, Katie is supposed to be making plans with a friend. Basically the same setup. Their friend knows I'm having surgery. I mean, originally it wasn't going to, I think Katie was still going to try and go over there because even though Katie was at dad's for the surgery, to take the mind off of it, but I think that now we're gonna have to move things around, and then I'm gonna see if RJ can go to a friend's house as well so Jesse doesn't have to worry about it. Even if both of them have to come to the hospital with us, it'll be okay. I'm not staying the night in the hospital. There's all sorts of things that could go wrong. Knock on wood, they're not going to, but like this last time, part of the issue was that my surgery did not go as planned, and so after the surgery itself went longer. And for those of you who don't know what surgery I'm talking about, I guess I should also mention I have polycystic kidney disease, and I am not quite in kidney failure yet, but I'm close. And so one of the things that you have to do when you have kidney disease, when you get towards the end stages of it, is you have to get ready to go on dialysis. And it's important that you prepare for that in advance because it takes time. To get an access put in and to have it mature and be ready to be used takes time. I had my access put in January. In a perfect world, it would be ready already. Freddy. But because it's too deep in my arm, they have to go back in, bring it out closer to the surface, and do some other maintenance work on it. When they did the actual surgery, they had intended to put it in my wrist. And you can see I have a scar here on my wrist. That didn't work. My wrist was not taking it for whatever reason. And so they then continued the surgery while I was still out and put it in my elbow. And now they have to go back into where my elbow is, do some work on it there, and hopefully that will be good enough. Because if not, then more surgery in my future, and I'm not about that life. The surgery took longer because they had to go in twice, and then because they were worried that wasn't going to take, they had to keep me prepared for surgery. So still fasting, prepared to go into surgery for 5 hours, which sucked. Hopefully this time it's not quite that long. It sounds like a first world problem because it is, but finding out your shit is changing when you had already put so much time and effort into preparing for it is it's very mind-boggling for me. I don't do well with this kind of change, especially when it's not something I'm looking forward to and I've had to spend time convincing myself that it'll be okay. I wish I was seeing my therapist this week. You guys are just gonna have to serve as my therapist. Hope you don't mind. There's a little bit of crookedness, but whatever the case may be. I'll get to this part over here. I keep leaving this to the end because I still haven't quite figured out what I want to do with it yet. I'm going to start by putting in the weather, and then I will go... Actually, let's go to the meal plan first and figure this shit out. Okay, so here is my current week. Like I said, I'm right here. And it's been going okay. There's been a couple of changes, but no big deal. All right, so the big issues here are that this was the day for the surgery, and these 2 days were for Jesse to figure out. We can move ground beef tacos to the 16th and swap Brenner for 26th. But we'll still take an out on Friday. The kids will be back. I'm going to be having a patron hangout that night. We may do food. Actually, that might be a good time to try those chicken tacos out on them. I'm also thinking about the kids. When this week we didn't have the kids. This is going to be out. I'm going to actually swap and we'll do the asada tacos on the 16th. And we'll do ground beef tacos this week because I'll be still recovering. These two things can stay because they're pretty simple. And whether I do them or Jesse does them is fine. Cream cheese chicken taquitos and cheesy pasta. I'm actually going to set those guys to the side because those are both foods my kids like. Actually, maybe we'll move this berry chicken spinach salad and we'll do cream cheese chicken taquitos that day since it's one of the kids' favorites. And I guess we'll put cheesy pasta this day. Maybe we'll move this berry salad to here. For now, right in the ones I know we have for sure. And I'm just going to sticker these guys down to cover up. We're going to do out, I think, on Wednesday. Wednesday or Thursday we'll go out and do something. And we'll do the strip steak on the 18th And the reason why is because the 20th is Peach Fest, and originally we weren't going to Peach Fest. You know, I was going to be recovering, but since we aren't going to be recovering, we're actually going to go to Peach Fest. And so I actually want to go to La Luna, which is a like Mexican grocery store on the way home from where the winery is, and pick up food from there. It's one of our favorite places. We rarely go there because driving up valley is a pain in the ass. But because we'll be on our way back, we not only can we get food for the kids and I on our way back, but we can pick it up for Jesse and he'll have it when he gets home, and we'll all be happy with that. All right, so that's this week's meal plan figured out, and then next week can still be in flux depending on how everything's going. Actually, you know what? I think instead of cheesy pasta, we'll do Brenner on the 21st or maybe we'll do cream cheese chicken taquitos on the 21st, and then we'll do Brenner on the 22nd, because that way it'll be a little bit less intense. The cream cheese chicken taquitos are fairly heavy, so I would rather not load myself up with that much like dairy right before I have to have surgery. So I'm going to cover that up, make that cream cheese chicken taquitos on Sunday, and then Brenner or something on Monday. But we'll worry about that meal plan when we get closer to it. So these guys I'm going to throw onto August to save them for with all the other ones I'm hanging on to. And I'm going to copy this and the weather to my new week. All of the weather is in, all of the weirdly janky lettering for my meal planning is in, because that's kind of how I was just looking at this and I was like, the fuck, dude, I think I'm just tired. That's probably it. Now that that's all in, I'm going to put in my top things for the day. Now on the first week I did this, I fit 2 in and I flipped them back and forth, and that worked really well. This week, because I put the date things down, I wasn't able to do that, but this time I'm going to try the combination, because I remember when I did this week, you guys suggested I put weather or something here, and now that it is, I'm going to try putting these like 2 things each day. I know this feels like nitpicking, but it's not like I even have 2 things on each day, but we'll see how it goes. So the 2 things that I know I'm going to have to do on Monday, like not counting the book, I'll add that in somewhere here, but it is to edit and schedule a podcast that I'm making of the sermon I give on the 14th. And then the other thing I need to do is there's a Patreon post going live that day. So I'm going to put those 2 things in here now. And then the other 2 things that I'm going to want to work on Monday are anything left with the book, and then if there's anything left, which there probably will be, and then brainstorm time. And that's all I want to put on there for now and leave the rest blank. We have payday sticker because it's payday, so I have to move money and my husband gets paid that day. And then I've just put book ? In case there's anything left to finish. And the rest I'm going to leave blank for whatever work needs to get done that day. Tuesday, I have nothing, knock on wood. On Tuesday, I will likely need to be doing some laundry, because Tuesday, about my like when it's just Jesse and I do laundry every 3 or 4 days, and that seems like it's going to be about right. So I will put laundry on here, and if it's not our laundry, then I'll wash towels or I'll wash linens. I'll do a load of laundry on Tuesday. I put that here, and then I'll leave the other part of it blank. But I'm going to write in here paint, because I would like to spend some solid time painting, because I've been so focused on the book and everything else. My painting has been super neglected lately, and I would love to just get some time in painting without having to stress that I am spending time doing that when I should be doing something else, which is silly. Like, there should always be some time for creativity. However, that's not always the way it works out. Whether or not that's the way things should be, doesn't mean that's the way things always are. Painting time. I think that Wednesday will be a filming and editing day, to do some more videos, to do some editing of already filmed videos, to just get a bunch of that work done all at once. So I'm going to, again, letter that in, and I'm not going to put anything here because so far there's nothing that needs to go there, and that always could change. That could always change. But unlike painting time, where I'd like to sit down and spend some time painting, that could easily be like manipulated based on if anything else shows up. With filming and editing, I need to like really sit down and do it. It requires a certain amount of time, just the amount of time it takes to actually film, to actually edit. Now, Thursday is when I have rescheduled my Patreon Live, and so that is that day. And I'm also going to need to go back over my meal plan for the following week and get my grocery list, clean my fridge out, be prepared so that Friday I can shop. So I've just got the little fangirl munchkin for the Patreon Live, and then a check mark to check my meal plan. And then over here, I just want to put in that I need to clean my fridge and make my grocery list. And the rest of this I'm going to leave alone. Friday, the kids are back. I need to schedule the following week, and I have a patron hangout at 6 p.m. I also need to go grocery shopping. This will be the first time the kids are back. I swear to God, the first time that they are back in, oh God, how long? 3 weeks? They were at camp for a week, and then they were at their dad's for 2 weeks. So it's been about 3 weeks since they've been at my house, and I am excited for them to be back. Of course, I might get irritated once they get back and they start fighting with each other or whatever. But for right now, the thought of them coming back is just making me very happy. So I'm looking for a happy sort of a sticker. Maybe I'll put the salty sticker down. That's not really a happy sticker, but as both of my kids and I are all super salty as fuck to each other, it's a good signifier of that. And then I need to put a little computer or something for scheduling next week. I don't even know, you guys. I'm like I said, discombobulation is the key word here. Almost lost lettering chicken there. I need to go to the grocery store and probably hit Target as well on Friday. Now, Saturday, the only thing I have on the list is the Peach Festival. Okay, here's the thing. So I have to wash my sheets on Monday the following week, because I have to wash them before I go to bed the night before surgery. But I still want to wash them on the weekend. And there's going to be chores, and we're probably going to just be doing chores and housework on Sunday. So Saturday, I'm just going to put in the Peach Festival, and maybe I'll just put in wash sheets, and that might move. And I'm actually going to grab a music munchkin because Jesse and his band are going to be playing there. And we'll be eating delicious peach food, and so on and so forth. Think we have to be there at 12, but I'm not sure. I'll just put this for now and we'll see what happens. But it's going to be most of the day between driving and hanging out and everything else, so I'm not worried about the rest of it, except I will put down wash sheets because that's a thing. That's a thing we're going to have to do at some point in our lives, is wash our sheets. Now, Sunday doesn't have anything on it either. We're not going to go to church that day, most likely. We're just going to chill out. And so I think Sunday is going to be a big housework day. Work on the beadboard, do chores, relax. So I'm not going to put anything on it except right here where I want to put that the kids do need to do their big chores that day. But other than that, I'm not going to touch Sunday because we'll see how we're feeling by then. Ideally, we'll do some work on the beadboard, but if I can just spend a day relaxing with my kids and my husband, that in and of itself would be glorious. Now for this fucking part. Oh my God. Okay, what am I gonna put here? Found a sticker in one of the Erin Condren sticker books that doesn't completely fill this in, but fills it in enough. And it's purple and it's got gold, so it relatively matches. I need to trim the corners a little bit. It says, make yourself proud. And the reason I picked this one, aside from the fact that the colors matched, is because it feels almost like, I know I'll be feeling the lack of time the following week, but as of this week, it feels like kind of a gift that I've been given this week. Not in like a woo-woo kind of way, but just in a generally speaking way that it feels like I've been given a bit of a gift to spend some time where I'm not frantic right before the surgery, which is what I was expecting to be, super frantic right before the surgery. And now that I don't have to be, I want to make myself proud, not in the amount of work I'm going to get done in this week, but the amount of time I'm going to spend thinking this week. I think is what I want to like kind of go about. And I'm going to go in with this Make a Mess sticker from the Cultivate What Matters sticker book. And then I'm going to use this to just write down any thoughts I have during the week. But I'm just loving looking at this because the last few weeks have been so jam-packed that seeing where this one is actually kind of helping me bring my anxiety down a little bit about having my surgery get moved. I would love to hear from you in the comments, the ways you cope when your plans change suddenly and you feel like you're kind of spinning out of control. How do you bring it back in? Or if you don't bring it back in, tell us about that instead in the comments. Like I said, this next couple weeks is going to be a little weird on the channel. Just stay on top of the community tab and take everything I say in these videos with a grain of salt because they've all been filmed at different points in when my surgery is kind of career right now. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.